Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Monday, September 18th, 2017. This is the Super Organizer Show with James Lott Jr., and I am James Lott Jr., the Super Organizer. You see how that works. Or as we say in shorthand, the SOS Show, because I hear you and I'm here to help. I'm always bringing you guests from all over the country who are trying to affect change, like I am, through the world of organizing. And this person is no exception. She's the second person I've had on the show who is part of the major organizing company brand. The first person I had, she was in Columbus, Ohio. But this person, she is in Montgomery, Alabama. Some of you know because I was promoting her. She was in San Antonio, Texas. So I'll talk a little bit about that. This whole idea came from a person who went on Shark Tank, on ABC Shark Tank. And it's turning into this brand that's really growing and expanding. And so first, my little shout out to Melanie Woods in Columbus, Ohio, who is part of this. But I'm happy to have her on the show. We've talked for a while, and I try to spotlight organizers. So if you're in the Montgomery, Alabama area, she is ready for hire. Ladies and gentlemen, Marche Johnson, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing, James?
Good morning. Okay, so before we get started, as I always do my thanks and gratitude, and and so because I believe you should live in gratitude and give thanks openly. And that's what I do. And this morning, it's a little rough one for me. As many of you guys know, I've had a really rough last 3 weeks and month in my family. We've had the loss of, and I want to give thanks and gratitude to the following persons and animals. I lost my cat of 18 years, Havel, my dog of 15 years, Scrabble, my grandmother, Susie, in New York, my brother, Max, and my mother's best friend, Laverne, and my sister-in-law, Kim. So my family is going through it, I'm going through it, and I want to dedicate this show and all my shows to all of them. They were all amazing people and animals, and were part of my family, and I want to thank all of you out there, Live in Gratitude, who have sent me cards and letters and tweets and messages, and just like said, hi James, we're here for you. That has literally saved me this last month, and I live in gratitude for that because I love this industry. I say it all the time. I love organizing. I love that I have a radio show, podcast on organizing. I love that I have a blog on organizing. I love that I actually organize. I actually have clients I do organize. That has saved me emotionally because I get to help do something that's helpful to others and keeps my hands busy too. So they idle hands. And thank you very much, everyone out there, for that. I live in thanks and gratitude for all those people and those animals in my life who helped make me who I am today. And I miss them all terribly. So I just want to get that out. So Marche, sorry to start off on a sour note, but just kind of somber note, but it's been a very strange month for me. But for you, you're an organizer, and I want to know, first of all, how did organizing come into your life?
Okay. Well, James, I first want to say sorry for your loss. I know that's difficult to deal with. And for me, organizing came quite early. I know all of us all say the same thing. We're really young, and we can remember so far back. But I can remember when I got a dollhouse when I was like 6 years old from my dad. And I can remember organizing the clothing and everything for the dog. And then the come back forward as far as adult life, while I was serving in the military, I was a 92 Alpha because I'm a U.S. Army veteran. And that's logistics. And I ran a warehouse as I got up in rank. And doing that, I got a lot of accolades for organizing the systems and the parts coming in and out of the warehouse and everything. So it was a really big part of my career with filings and everything. So keeping that organized, it played a big part in what I'm doing now. And of course, being military, I've moved like 15 times, like no exaggeration. And so, of course, after a while, you just know, okay, I got to get rid of this. I need to donate this, and I'll keep this, you know?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for your service. That's something I live in gratitude of all the time. Because I couldn't even imagine what it's like to be in the service. But yes, I have a military family, and I do see there's a correlation between organize people and people in the military. I mean, that's not that far fetched at all to know that. It's really interesting. And so for you though, did you know it was a business though? There was at first you just you were organized, you knew how to organize, you had time management. Did you know when did you know it was a business? You could do that.
You know what? So I'll give you a funny story really quick.
Please.
I was doing I went out after I transitioned out last year, July, and in January of this year, I went to an event. It's called VWise. It's the Veteran Women Igniting the Spirit of Entrepreneurship, and we had a whole weekend in Phoenix, Arizona. And I actually met Melanie.
Yes. Yes.
She was sitting behind me, and I saw her in her camo pants, the BDU pants, and that's Army uniform. You know, that's when I first joined, we were wearing BDUs. And I saw her with a cute little shirt on, and I turned around, we were talking, and I just stopped, and I said, "You are so cute." And I was like, what do you do? And she was like, "Well, I'm a franchisee for major organizers, and I'm a professional organizer." And I was like, "What? What is that?" So I didn't know. And then I went and Googled it all that night, looking it up and trying to find out things about it. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I do this and did this on a daily basis."
Wow. What a small world. I love that. What a small world. I love it.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so many of us think, we kind of think of, okay, I think I want to start a business, or I like doing this, whatever it is. Now, you saw the brand, which is, again, because it was a personal veteran started this whole franchise, this brand thing. Well, did that make it a little easier for you to think, oh, I could do this as a business because there's already a kind of a business model out there?
It is. It was, yes, especially learning and knowing that franchises usually come to you built already. And to actually correlate with Angela, I got to meet her that weekend.
Okay.
And to hear her story, and of course, being a mom in the military, which I was as well, the stories were so similar, and we just had that kindred spirit,
Mm-hmm.
And the military does give us the building blocks of being an entrepreneur,
okay.
If I would say so. And so to know that she's doing it and she's been so successful, it only gave me that push to say, okay, I'm here, I want to be an entrepreneur, I'm taking the steps, and I've got the building blocks. There's nothing for me left but to do it.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Which is kind of great because I saw this on Shark Tank. I saw it a long time ago on Shark Tank, and I thought, oh, okay, I remember this. And so when, as a NAPO member, I'm like, oh, now I get where it kind of made the correlation too. So they're all over the country, or there's like franchises all over the place. So when you and I talked, it's like, okay, there's another one, and I always wondered how that worked. So when you did you always have an entrepreneurial spirit? Did you think now that you've been doing this, or was this a new thing for you?
I've always had the spirit and always wanted to do it. I have, yes.
That's great. For myself, just for me, I didn't. I was a person who thought you get a job and you work there for 25 years, and then you leave and you get retirement. And now that I've been doing it for 10 years now. I can't believe. I'm like, this is so natural. I like this. I like this. I'm in charge. I get to make my own hours, and I get to pick who I want to work with and how I want to work, and I think it's like I can't believe I waited so long. It seems like, but as they say it's always right on time, of course. But I was like, wow, I really enjoy this, and because this is a business, and I think probably your temperament, because you were in the armed forces. It probably works well for you because a lot of us, we like doing this kind of stuff and we're kind of creative and but it's a real business, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to really be on top of everything in terms of behind the scenes, money, setting up pricing, mileage, all that stuff, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
So how was it in I love San Antonio, first of all. I love the Riverwalk area and all that stuff. How was it down there for you?
I do too. San Antonio is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's like this big city with the small city vibe.
Yes,
so
completely.
I loved it. It was San Antonio was really open arms for me, especially being that the nickname or San Antonio adopted the name Military City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like that place for me, especially transitioning out. Is still a city filled with veterans and active duty service members still.
Wow.
So, it was really open arms, and Texas is a great place anyway to open a business and start. So I loved it. And as far as the clients, I mean, like I said, that small home feel. So the clients are amazing. They give referrals out, and I kind of started moving a little faster than I expected when I took off here. And of course, with the Shark Tank traction, people are already waiting. Like, okay, San Antonio's about to open. We are ready. Come liberate us.
Right, right. Look, that's a great point. So, how did you handle that when you started getting, going? Yeah, you say going a little faster than you expected. How did you handle that at first?
I eventually, I kind of, I had, of course, set my time blocks out, build my schedule up appropriately. But I started to, I wasn't expecting to start hiring on so soon. But major organizers, our brand is built off a team. Yeah. So that's what makes us unique. And so I had to immediately start hiring help or subcontracting out to other organizers in the area, within the first 2 weeks.
That's good. I like hearing this kind of story. I want organizers who are just starting out to hear stuff like this, because we are a viable business. It's something that you have to work hard and you have to put in the time, like any industry. But we are a viable business, and you're saying you went into this and you weren't even sure it was going to take off like the way it did, and it did. And you're able to help other people work in this business too.
Exactly.
And this must be a great feeling to know that you're working together to help affect change. And it was like it was just a great feeling. Now, I just want to ask you, so where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay. So now, folks out there who are listening, she is now relocated back to Montgomery, Alabama, and this business is still intact. Just now in Alabama, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you're ready. So she's ready. She's ready for clients. Right? She's ready for hire. Give her some work. She's ready. Now what? Okay, so now can you tell me the differences between Montgomery, Alabama, and San Antonio, Texas? What are some of the differences?
The major difference is the city is not as large. Mm. It is definitely not. It's not as advanced either as far as the technology, I would say, because I know here in San Antonio was a big push with social media.
Okay.
In Alabama, it's more of I need to really get out there and do that face-to-face networking and really put my face to the brand, and not only just social media or internet and website based, but as far as the person. So I really have to be out there and intermingling. And I already have an event scheduled. It's for breast cancer. It's called Pickled Pink.
Okay.
So I'll be there as a vendor to already start setting the platform and putting the brand out there. So everybody will know major organizers is here.
That's good. Good for you. Because that's here's something there. I live in LA, so there's times we take for granted out here in Los Angeles, because it's such a huge place and everything's out here. But I have learned, even in a big city, for me, word of mouth and face to face sometimes is even better than online social media. And I'm finding out, and so I think our organizers out there should, no matter where you live, take a piece out of Marche's pie that maybe you should also get off the internet and just in person, and like say do a conference or an event, get a table somewhere, and you never know what kind of business you'll get out of it. Because face to face, I mean, they want to meet you and they like you. Because I always say, we're going to people's homes. We're going inside people's homes. We're touching their stuff. They have to feel like they can trust us, right? So they need to meet Marche and say, okay, well, I think she's great. I like her. So what are some traits you think why people should hire you as an organizer?
I'm very welcoming and warm, and I'm an active listener.
Ooh, good one. Good one.
Yeah, and so being able to really listen to what their needs are and to be able to provide that to them, instead of going in and saying, this is what I want it to look like. It's more, I want to cater to you. What do you want it to look like? So.
Now, okay, I've talked about active listening. What is your definition of active listening?
Actually hearing what the client is saying and being able to reiterate to them what they've said. And maybe if I don't understand it, ask a couple of questions to make sure that I'm understanding and that they know that I did hear them.
I agree. So I'm a person, I bring that up to you guys because I think it's very important for all of us to learn active listening, just in our relationships and our lives. And I'm a person who I always, when I'm with a client, a lot of times I'll repeat back what they say to me, that they want done. so they can hear it sometimes and go, okay, did I get that correct? Because the worst thing, one of the worst things you can do is that you're on one page, they're on another, and you think you're working together, but you're not. So that's why I said I like what you said, active listening. That's a trait that people, it's underrated. People don't think about it enough. We have to, as organizers, try to get the goals you want. We're here to help you with your goals. And we got to make sure that they're the right goals, and that they're the ones that you really want. So we have to be fully present. We have to be in there, be present and in there, and like, okay, got it, and hear every word you're saying. And sometimes, like, active listening, the words you don't say. Because I'm sure you're also watching body language. You're watching all kinds of. That's part of active listening. You're watching them. Have you ever had a client that? Let's see what I would say this that was a challenge to you, that you've had to really, really put on that organizing hat and really kind of work through this journey for you with that, like really work the journey. Was anybody ever that was kind of difficult?
I would say that I wouldn't say difficult. I wouldn't term them as difficult. I would say that, especially dealing with someone that's already unorganized, they already come off, they're really in a chaotic state of mind, so they're kind of everywhere. So every client I've had to reel them back in, this is where we are, this is what we're doing.
Yes.
And some of them are a lot busier than others. I've had some that are students, that are college students, they're kind of really busy. And they're a little bit of everywhere, but they want this done, but because they're so active and their placement is everywhere, and they want this and that, and the space is a little small. So it's like they have a big house mentality for a small studio space, So I wouldn't say they're difficult. I don't think I've had any difficult clients, just some that I have to bring back to the place where we're in. You know what I mean?
And so what do you do to stay calm and centered? How do you is that a military thing? Do you already have that in you? That you just kind of do you like breathe a certain way? Or like how do you stay calm and centered in situations like that?
I do in my happy place.
Exactly. It's like there's times I'm like, I take 10 breaths and then I go. But everybody has their thing. I was always wondering because we do. I mean, because it's a very personal thing. We're touching people's stuff, so I always wonder how organizers keep themselves in check. And so, what are some things you keep yourself in check?
Before going into the client's home, because we have these spirits on us, so I want to make sure that I'm entering into the right space with the right aura about myself. So I'm going to do a little, entering prayer, not being overly religious, but I'm going to pray before I enter the space.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And then when I get in there, I want them to already, because they've met me already, I want them to feel even more comfortable, So I do little things, but they're enough to let them know I respect your place. So, of course, that even goes with the shoe covers. You know what I mean? Putting on the shoe covers to walk in and say, hey, I respect your place that I'm coming into. So I'm going to cover my shoes. So whatever I'm bringing in from outside, I'm not tracking it into your place. So that even opens them up like, oh, she's putting on shoe covers. She really respects me. Take a seat, And so it's just more of just, and when I get to a space where I'm really just overwhelmed, I just take a couple of breaths, quiet a little bit, just go into my Zen zone.
Yeah. I'm so glad you just said something that I think is really important. You just said how if you take your shoes off. Here's what's funny. Again, folks out there, we are talking, and other organizers know this, we're entering someone's personal space. We want to show them that we respect their space. And I think, like you said, you take the time to do the different things to respect their space. I'm so glad you said that. A lot of organizers are just like I'm just like she is too. We try to really figure out what's going on, and if it is taking your shoes off before you go in, or if it's or lowering your voice to a certain sound because maybe their hearing is off. I mean, just whatever it is, we're trying to pay attention as we go into your space. I just think it's very important. I'm so glad you said that. It's so very important that you said that. So it's very, very interesting. Because we are touching your stuff. We're not, I want to say this again to everybody out there, we're not just coming in to bulldoze your stuff and say we're going to get rid of everything. No, we're here to work with you and figure out what's best for you, and we'll suggest things to you. But we're also listening and watching, and Marche is a great example of that. What you were just saying about doing that. Okay, so how long have you been in business?
I've been in business since February of this year.
Very good, yeah. Almost like you're getting it towards the year. That's good. That's good. What is one thing that you did not expect? It could be good or bad. That has happened since owning your business.
Let's see, that I didn't expect. Like I said, I did. Not saying that it wasn't a lot of traction, because I would expect that it would have been, but I just didn't think that it would take off so fast.
Wow.
Or that so many people would be so interested. And then on the other hand, once I got started and I learned about it, I didn't really understand that so many people really didn't know who we were and what we did. And a lot of people thought we were like a janitorial service, or, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And so the educating part, so all along with going out and organizing, knowing that, oh my goodness, I have to educate them as well, because they don't really know who I am or what we do as organizers. So it's like a constant, either I'm out and you know who we are because you've seen something about what we do, or it's I have no idea what you do. Tell me what you do.
Right.
You know, so I would say that would be the most unexpected things, like not knowing that I would come in as far as not just being an organizer, but a coach and like a family manager, so to say. You know.
That was for me too. That was one of the things I became a certified life coach later, but at first I didn't realize. I'm kind of coaching people, and yes, and how you become family in some ways. If you're with somebody a little long term, or you're doing a deep organizing. You're in there and you see it a lot. It's funny you mentioned prayer before we go in. I have a garden, and I'm in my garden. That's my sanctuary, and I try to do things outside of the business that make me stay calm and stay collected and stay centered, because I feel like, again, like you said, you get there, you want to bring your full self there, that's there to assist. And I try to leave everything else at the door. So leave everything at the door, come in, and let's organize. Let's get together. Because tell people out there, kind of organizing is a mental and physical thing, isn't it?
It is, yes.
It is, and I'm sure there are times. You said you're also a parent, so I'm sure there are times you get home, you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired, just from organizing, it could have been a very successful organizing session. But you could be a little drained from it, because it could have been emotional. It could have been wonderfully emotional. It could have been everything, right?
Yes.
Do you have one success story that just stands out in your brain so far in this your first year of business?
Yes, I do. I was dealing with this couple, and it was a full family, a family of 4, and they've been in their home over 30 years.
Wow.
But they are really busy, like entrepreneurs themselves, and so they're always bouncing and forth from San Antonio to Jersey to DC, back to San Antonio. So it's like they're carrying everything everywhere, and they're kind of like dumping it and leaving. So their home here became excessively cluttered, and they hadn't been in their living room in like 10 years.
Oh my God.
And once I got in there and cleared the clutter, they all went and sat down, and it was like you could feel the relief in the air. It was just amazing. And for them to say, you know what, we're about to plan something really big, to have everybody come in, and for that husband to be so excited to sit down, cut the TV on, put his legs up,
yes.
cup of coffee, like, all right, I'm in my living room. I haven't seen this furniture in like 10 years. I'm so excited. And it was amazing to actually get to feel that. Like every other client I had, they were good. You know, it was some amazing stories with them too, but that had to be the best. To know that, man, it's been 10 years, you had home for 30 years, and you're so busy, and to just, the simplest things, sit down, cross my legs on my sofa in my living room and cut on the TV. You know?
I'm so glad you said that. It's one of those things where we can affect change in just like seemingly smallest way, but it's actually huge. Someone be able to sit down somewhere when they previously couldn't sit down. Someone could watch. Like you said, watching TV in a room you probably previously couldn't really relax in and watch TV. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. And you get to help them affect change in that. That's funny. I think that's great. I mean, it's some days I do leave and I have such a great feeling. I just go, God, I feel so good. I feel energized. So does it help you with your own organization at home? Is your house nice and organized? Everything all together?
It is, yes, it is. I think, sometimes with your own space, you become a little bit OCD because it's yours,
Yeah. Yes.
But mine, yes, it is. And I think just being organized like that helps with our life totally. Because me being a mother of a middle schooler, I have to be because he's going to school, he's doing sports, he's going to tutoring,
okay.
He's going to friends, so.
Yeah. All I'll say is God bless you. I've been there in middle school. I had two girls. Whew, I was like, I survived. I survived. They're grown now. I survived. And now my daughter's going through it with her own daughter. It's like, yes, it's your turn. Like to be just Papa Jamie. But no, yes, it's like I would tell people out there, you can't, especially, okay, so women who are listening or single men who are listening or who are parents, this is a job that you can't do it. Like I've had people tell me, I'm a parent. I can't start my own business. Like in some ways, you can elaborate this. In some ways, it's actually kind of better because you can kind of work the hours around sometimes, right?
Right. It's a lot better because you have that control over your own time. And I mean, as long as those time management skills are together, it's something that really works out for you and your family. Especially coming from a background where I'm super busy, and then corporate America, they can even speak on it. You gotta go at this time. You have to be to work at this time.
Yeah.
Well, if I know I have this event coming up, that time is busy. It's blocked.
Yeah.
So now I can schedule my organizing sessions, afterwards.
Yes.
So it's definitely possible.
What is one tip? I like to give takeaways here on the show, of course. What is one tip that's kind of one of your things that you suggest? It could be in anything, just organizing wise. What is one thing that's yours?
My favorite thing to go to is a lot of families tend to have duplicates of everything.
Yes.
They have like 5 can openers,
yes.
2 crock pots, and you're like, okay. So we know what the problem is. You like to shop.
Yes.
So,
yes.
In order to declutter your space and to maintain your space, stop shopping.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just minimize it. Keep what you have, use it, put it back where you got it from, so that way you can go right back to it. So have a space for it, make it a home. Make a home for everything you own, and so that way you know where it is when you can go back to it, and that way you won't have to keep getting duplicates of everything. You'll know where it is.
I love you said that. Make a home for everything you got, because I always say being disorganized really can hurt your wallet. You just said it. You think you don't know where it is, so you buy a second one and a third one because you can't find it. And you're just wasting money. And that $1.25, that $5.35, whatever, that all adds up after a while. It really does. It really does. Especially those of us who aren't rich. We're not rich. And I say, $10 goes a long way. And I'm like, yeah. And I don't need 10. I don't need 10 can openers. I just don't. I just don't need one for every room. No, I mean, I don't. You just don't really you just don't need them. So that's good advice. Marche, you're great. So you are in Montgomery, Alabama. It's Major Organizers, Alabama. Tell folks where they can find you on social media if they can, or websites or anything they can.
If you are on Facebook, you can visit me at www.facebook.com/Marche Johnson or The Major Mom. That's our same tag for Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. It's also Marche Johnson. And my website is www.majororganizers.com/Montgomery.
Now, you said you're going to be at an event coming up, right?
Yes.
And so you say that event one more time for people out there if they're in the area and they're going to stop by.
If you are in Montgomery or the surrounding areas, the Tickle Pink Breast Cancer Awareness and Women's Expo is going to be held September 29th at the Crampton Bowl Multiplex. in Montgomery, Alabama. So come through. It's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And major organizers will have a booth, and we are vending at that event.
That's very good. That's very cool. That's very cool. My brother has been in Montgomery, Alabama. He had a great time. I've never been. He's had a great time. He has friends down there, and he's had a good time. I've never been. But if I come down there, we got to have lunch or something. If I come down there.
Yes, definitely.
Or come on an organizing gig with you. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr. from Los Angeles. I'm here to see what's going on. No, so funny. Marche, thanks for being on the show. You guys, so Marche Johnson, she's major organizers in Alabama. Of course, this is the Super Organizer Show with James Lott Jr. We're on iTunes. We are on Spreaker.com. We are now on iHeartRadio. So, Marche, you will be on iHeartRadio. This episode will be on iHeartRadio.
Wow.
Yeah, we're getting bigger and bigger. I've done almost 120 episodes, almost 3 years. I'm very proud of the show. And now you are a part of it. You are a part of this, the legacy. Thank you. So you'll be on the... Oh my God, my pleasure. So you guys, go ahead, go there, follow those places, like them, share this wherever you want. If you think somebody needs to hear this, share it. If you're in Alabama, share with everybody in that whole state. Just share with everybody. It'll be good. And you can follow me at James Lott Jr. where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold. That's right. Just type my name in and you'll see a lot of stuff that I do. But I do this stuff. And I have my blog, the superorganizeruniverse.com, where I blog every day, or almost every day, on all kinds of stuff, mostly organizing, time management, productivity stuff. And of course, the Super Organizer is my business. If you're in Los Angeles and want to hire me, you can. I am doing limited organizing because I do other stuff too, but I am available possibly. So go ahead and go there too, and you can talk to me. And if you want to be on the show, like Marche, you want to be on the show, if you're an organizer, I don't care where you are, private message me, email me, whatever, talk to me, and we'll have you on the show too, because I love this industry. I said it a million times, and I want to showcase everyone who is doing amazing work like Marche. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.